Hello, it has been a while. This is a remake of a previous tutorial. I hope this one answers some questions you had on the previous one. The first 5 minutes are just creating the block. Feel free to skip ahead. We start with a block. You can customize, paint it however you wish. Also speeding this part up, so if you really want to know how to make a block, just pause the video. Now for the block setup. A few people mentioned the game crashing in the other video. This here is why you are experiencing that. This is the number of slots plus 1 in your GUI. Too low equals crash. If you have 9 slots, you should use the number 10. There. Now for the GUI. In this example, we are making a easy and customizable door crafting table, following the usual method with a slot GUI instead of slotless. You could scale this, but for this example we won't include input slots and the output slot, blue for input. Keep track of the slot IDs. These are important. The slots always start with ID 0. Our door crafting table has 6 input slots and 1 output. That means we have 7 slots total. Now for the procedures. This can be a bit advanced, so pause if you want to copy or recreate something. These are the main procedure blocks you will be using for this. What do YouTubers usually fill these quiet moments with, bro? That should be everything we need for the procedure. I might speed this up and discuss what it does closer to its completion. This staircase pattern is not necessary, but it looks cool. A lot of people were asking how to remove only one item. This specific block is used, and it has been several months since I last touched MCreator. So there is a lot of confusion hidden behind this camera. What would we even call it? Canvas. I imagine there is a better way to make these, but I am not smart or experienced enough to know them. You will be including the slot IDs from before in these. No, but seriously, how does someone even make tutorials? I ain't good at this by any means. These in specific are just checking each of the slots. It just checks if there is an item in the slot ID, not what the item is. For more specific configs, you would need a longer, more advanced procedure, which I won't get into. Also going to include some small, detailed comments on the procedure blocks if you feel like pausing to read them. I was confusing myself around this point. Just ignore it. A few commenters mentioned the input wasting resources, so this system is better at only taking one resource from stacks. I am keeping the screen mostly set on the procedures since that is the actual way to make the GUI and block work. I believe around this point in the video I started adding some procedure comments. Despite my fiddling around with whatever I am trying to do, this procedure is in a mostly working state and just requires a few tiny steps. Making the actual door block going to speed this up as well. We are almost done making this very basic and generic door crafting table. Right now we're making final edits to the procedure to make. It actually remove items from the GUI. Back to the GUI. We are counting the slots to make sure nothing crashes. On testing. For several recipes in the same crafting table you want to, click the gear and make the if block into an if and block. Now for the part that messes a lot of people up. I briefly mentioned it earlier. It is extremely important to use the number of GUI slots plus 1. If you have 7 slots like I do, you should write 8. In the case of my specific GUI, we have slots 0 to 7 slots, 123,456, so the number we should insert is 7. Including the disablers is not required, but it can be useful for specific cases. Now we are testing. For the first time, both you and I have no idea if this will work, but if the procedure is done right, it will. I forgot to turn the volume back up. Hopefully you like the music.